Hi guys, Miss Warren here, and I am going to show you how to make a frog sandwich. It's not something you eat, it's actually a little booklet that you will be able to use when we dissect frogs after the break. So in order to do that, you will need to make your frog sandwich. You will need a set of instructions. These are a class set, don't take them out of the room. And you will need 4 pieces of paper that say figure 1, figure 2, figure 3, and figure 4. Okay, and the instructions really walk you through it. There's a couple of things I want to point out to you. The instructions are going to have you label certain organs. They are listed on here. So for figure 1, it tells you which things you need to label. When you label, here's one that I did. Notice that when I labeled, I didn't label in the white space around the frog. That is because when you're all done, you're going to cut out all 4 pieces of your frog. So this is going to look more like this or this, all cut out. And if you label out in the white space, then you will be cutting off all your labels and it won't do you any good. So make sure your labels are on the frog itself. The other thing I did is when I colored, I didn't just color a pretty picture. I color coded everything, and you can choose what color for each organ, but as you can see, the eyes I made yellow, the tympanic membranes I made red, the head I made orange, the trunk I made purple, the forelimbs I made blue, and the hind limbs I made green. The spots you can color however you like. Okay, but show each organ that you're labeling in its own color. Do that again on the inside of the frog on figure 2. Okay, should look something like that. Figure 3 is a pretty complicated one. The thing that people mess up most on here is the liver. So the liver actually has 3 parts in the frog. And then make sure that you color all of the thin part of the intestine is the small intestine, and then the big thick part at the end here is the large intestine, and the piece down here is the cloaca. Okay? And finally, on your last one, there's really mostly just some things to label in the mouth. I did put a couple extras on there if you want to add those in for fun, because you'll need to know them during the dissection. And then I put on the belly of the frog my name, my section, and the date. So those are all things that you need to do. Okay. Once you have labeled and color-coded your frog, you're going to cut out all 4 pieces like this. Okay, and here's 2 more, and then you are ready to assemble your frog. Okay, so here's what you're going to do is you're going to find an inside and an outside piece that when you put them back to back, they match. So here is an inside of the frog and an outside of the frog, and you're going to glue that with a glue stick. Okay, and then the other 2 pieces should match up as well. If you do it wrong, the legs won't match up correctly. Okay, and it looks like I'm doing it wrong right here. So if you do it wrong, the legs won't match up correctly. So I'm doing it wrong here, so I'm going to switch my inside-outside pieces. No, that really doesn't match up. There we go. So they should match up pretty much correctly. You're going to glue those together, and then you get to, once you do that, you'll have 2 pieces. You're going to put them together so the outsides of the frog are together. Okay, so with the insides glued in, and then you're going to put a staple right through his nose here, so you can lift it up, and you'll have those glued on insides, and you can see the outside of the frog, and you can see the inside of the frog. Does that make sense? Let me know if you have any questions. This will be a tool that you will have with you when you do the frog dissection to help you figure out what you're looking at inside the frog.